So, hi everyone. Here we are on the fifth update I have on this Jeep WJ rebuild. As you can see, the bottom end is almost done. The bearings, main bearings are in. Clearance is checked out okay. And they were really nice and consistent actually across the face of the journals too, which was pretty good. So I put the bed plate on, torqued it all up. Torquing it up, my biggest learning was probably not to overhaul the bolts when you put them back in, because they can throw your torque readings off. So I did have to go back and when I found out my torque readings weren't so crash hot, I did go back and re-torque them on. And I also learnt a little bit about the often misconstrued number in the service manual about what the torque figure is for these main bolts. It's 25 inch pounds, not 25 foot pounds, and it was definitely a bit of an eye opener there. You can see, you might be able to see a bit closer if I zoom in. You can see that red sealant there is actually an anaerobic Permatex sealant. And the reason why I went with anaerobic Permatex versus the RTV that's in the service manual, because it gives you a bit more time to, in terms of curing, because it doesn't cure until the other metal surface is put in contact with it. When it comes in contact with active metals, it starts to cure. So it gives you a fair bit of time to get the bed plate sealing right. If you have to go back, it's easier to clean off than RTV. It comes off really readily, especially if it hasn't cured. So if you're pulling apart the engine later on, it's much easier to work with. And then probably the main thing was around, if it does spill over and you do get a bit squeezing out once the bed plate and the block are mated together, it won't cause the same issues that you will get with RTV, in that which will clog up all passages and things like that. The anaerobic sealants doesn't cure until it comes into contact with metal. So just sitting out and squeezing out, if you do get some into the engine, it won't cause you the same kind of problems. So now that the bearings are in, I'll just take you along to the other side. So we've got six of the 8 pistons are now in. Last 2 to go, which is really cool. So the bottom end's almost complete. I still haven't checked the rod bearing caps clearances, so that'll get done once I've installed all the pistons. But so far so good. I'm using one of these Lyle piston ring compressor tools, and it's okay. It's definitely another learning would be I'd go for the tapered piston ring compressor fitted or mated to the right size for the block, if you can find that size. But this compressor is doing okay, just isn't as smooth and easy as the tapered would be, but it's better than most of the other compressors, so it's doing okay. So yeah, definitely doing fine. But yeah, 2 more pistons to go, and then we're all bottomed up for the bottom end. And then I think after that it'll be time for the oil pump and the pickup tubes and some of the other fun stuff, which should be a bit less finicky. So I'll see you guys later for the 6th update.